EA Sports. It's in the game.
Good evening, everybody. Joe Tessitore in Tenniapolis welcoming you to Boardwalk Hall at the famed Atlantic City Boardwalk in southern New Jersey for tonight's main event. 12 rounds of lightweight action between these two great warriors. Nate Campbell's making his way to the ring right now, puffing out his chest, glaring with those eyes, and taking a big stride to his destination of glory. He's making his way down to the ring, and he does so with a confidence where he knows he put all the hard work in, and he's ready to explode inside those ropes.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, the Progressive Warrior, Nate Campbell. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, the Ghost, Guerrero.
All right, fellas, let's have a quick ring fight. Touch him up, let's go.
Opening round here, scheduled for 12. When a high stamina fighter is fighting another guy who's very well conditioned, is there any tendencies for maybe some doubts to creep into his mind?
Yeah, there always are.
Wow! Oh, he just ate a big uppercut right there. He had no idea it was coming his way. He does not look good at all. Nate blocks it. Able to show you his blocking ability. Nate lands a counter. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Nate Campbell. Lack of defense starting to be costly now. You can see that swelling.
Yeah, and you know, the first thing you think about is he's going to get back to his corner. They're going to put that end swell on it. But he needs to get better defensively. Make sure that it doesn't get worse.
Good block. Comes right back at him with a left hand. You know, we only show up when it's time to watch them do their thing for the fight. But they're really working at it day in and day out just to make weight. What's so tough about making weight in boxing?
Well, it can weigh you down. I mean, it takes discipline. And all of a sudden, it allows you a trail of excuses, because now you can start to say, well, gee, you know, I didn't do this. You know, it's the drudgery of it, and it's the consistency of it. When you have to stay at a weight and you have to watch that weight, You have to balance it where you're also going to be able to have a physicality when you get in the ring. You don't want to be weak, so you want to get that right balance where you're disciplined, you get the weight down, but you don't lose that physical edge.
He's got to know that the eye's getting worse. The swelling is really more pronounced right now, but I don't see any defensive changes.
And you know what? I don't see any urgency either. You just touched on it. I don't see him where he's starting to get to the place where, you know, he's firing at the kind of rate that you would want to see a guy firing back at when he's in such a perilous position right now. He has to know that this fight is close to being stopped. He's got to start acting like a guy that's at the cliff, and he doesn't want to go over that cliff.
Keep your hands up, all right? You have to keep your hands up. Get the compress on, get the compress on that. Let's work on the swelling. Can we work on the swelling?
Back to fight action as a new round is underway. Of course, in that last round, it was fairly one-sided. He was hit pretty hard, and now he has to overcome that here.
Yeah, you don't have to be Nostradamus to know that. I mean, everybody saw, you know, he got staggered, his knees buckled, did a little dance there. But what you have to really know now is know why you got hit and correct that immediately.
Nate Campbell's almost as if he's scared to throw punches right now, that he's just thinking strictly about defense after being tagged earlier in this fight.
Well, he needs some help in his corner. That's where a good corner comes in right now. They have to straighten his mind out right now. They have to give him another way of attack. They have to give him a plan B.
Good return fire that time. Very nice defensive guard there. Went to the body there, but unable to connect. That's great. Oh, Nate Campbell's been stunned.
Hey, 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 no holding, no holding.
Keep moving, move, keep moving around.
Just missed scoring with that punch. Nate blocks it.
Move your head.
You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. He's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Gets rid of that effort. Digs in with a good solid uppercut after taking a shot. Blocks it. He just missed that shot up top. Comes right back at him with a left hand. Round comes to an end. And that's one of those rounds, Teddy, that just takes on a certain style, a certain characteristic. And that was a busy one.
Yeah, it was a busy one. Look, Joe, you don't have to look for these guys. They're right there in front of you.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think sometimes you just get those rounds where it all happens?
Because of styles. You know, styles make fights. In this case, you're seeing proof of that right there. Both guys that are aggressive, both guys that are very confident.
Don't stand in front of him. The swelling is nothing. Just focus on the fight.
So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
Nate Campbell's got a cut. It looks like it's below the eye on the cheek, but it's something that needs to be monitored. Able to dismiss that body shot.
Punch. Come on, side to side.
Good way to protect the midsection.
Keep your hands up.
See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs. Nate Campbell's just not landing any body punches in this fight.
Well, he looks like a guy who hasn't been taught that. We're getting a little bit of an x-ray, a little bit of a peek into what his trainers show him in the gym or what they don't show him.
Relax. Use your feet.
Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Good defense just covering up down low.
Keep the head moving.
Campbell counters back. Well, maybe one of the most impressive characteristics and traits in all of boxing. We're seeing it on display here. He has an iron chin.
In and out, in and out, in and out. Let's move.
Last 10 seconds of round number 3. And this round comes to an end. A round that was highly entertaining. They put forth a nonstop effort.
Well, that's the styles that they figured to bring to this fight. Both guys with good motors.
Don't fight his fight. Jab and move. Jab and move. Let's get on that swelling. Compress on that.
Here we go with the 4th round. Targeting each other, the exchange was something special. Wow, Teddy, he's got some great hand speed there. That combination was an example of it.
Yeah, it was. You know, not a lot of power, not a lot of pop with it, but boy, it catches your attention. And you know what? That kind of speed can intimidate a guy and keep his opponent maybe from moving his hands later on.
Covers up nicely, gets rid of his opponent's body shot. Able to cover up that gut. Blocks it away. A little something for his opponent after getting tagged. Oh, Nate Campbell stunned and staggered. Not much action as he just ties up.
All right, come on now. Come on, work it out. Work it out. See some punches here.
Throws a counter punch there. There it is! Nate Campbell's in a bad place right. Oh my, was that sweet! The hook scores the knockdown.
See some defense.
2, 3, 4, 5.
And somehow, some way, he's going to continue on here.
And if he's going to stay in this fight, now he's got to avoid his opponent like the Black Plague.
Nice strike after catching one by Nate Campbell. Able to get rid of that one. Nate Campbell's got to deal with a cut on his cheek right now. The good news is it's below the eye, but still, it could get nasty as the fight progresses. Good block. Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. Round comes to an end. Knockdown was scored in that round. So, Teddy, you're working the corner of the guy who was just on the floor. What are you telling him?
You're telling him that if he's been down before, you want to actually use that for a positive. I know that sounds crazy, but you say, hey, you've been here before, you've overcome it. You want to remind him that he can get back. And then the most important thing, Joe, is you tell him why he got dropped. So when he goes out there, he's not just scared going into a dark place saying, gee, it's going to happen again. He knows he has control.
We'll take care of this. Get on that now.
So here we are, all wondering, can he survive the start of this round after the way we saw him go down in that last round?
Well, it's up to his opponent. Now, his opponent gets a little careless and he rushes in a little bit too close. He can get a chance to grab those hands and tie him up. And then he can kill a little of the clock, survive.
Nate Campbell's basically doing exactly what we've always seen out of him, and that's after he's been knocked down and affected in this fight.
Yeah, you know, there comes a time you have to make adjustments. That time has come for him.
Comes right back at him with a left hand. Nice block. Oh, very nice. Smart counterpunch there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You make the guy miss, you make him pay.
What guts it takes, what commitment it takes to keep up with this kind of a pace. The action's been nonstop.
Now, the one thing I can tell you is this is where you don't worry about pace. You don't think about pace. Otherwise, you could not be doing what these guys are doing. They're just going round to round.
Good counterpunch. This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
Joe, you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
Halfway into round number 5 here. Comes right back at him with a left hand. A good block.
Get out of the way from those punches. Move your head.
60 seconds to go in what has been a toe-to-toe war. Oh, what a great round. Able to block that away, it was targeted for his head.
Teddy, there are opportunities that are here for him, aren't there?
Yeah, counterpunch opportunities, because he's got an opponent who's walking in a little bit. Now he has a chance to start to chuck something back at him a little.
What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Nate Campbell. Final 10 seconds of this 5th round. I don't know, Teddy. It just feels like one of those nights, one of those fights where somebody's getting hurt, where this is not going to the judges' scorecards.
I feel like I'm in Coney Island watching one of those hot dog eating contests where somebody's going to try to eat 50 of them, 60 of them. In other words, he's not worried how he's going to feel at the end of the night.
Jab and throw. Throw to the body, then to the head. Then finish to the body. Yeah. You won that round, all right?
The action starts up again, but it's only favored one man. Hard to see this fight going the distance based on what we've witnessed so far. Nate Campbell with a block punch. Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. And he returns on that exchange. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Nate Campbell. Good block. Well done that time, landing the counter punch. Undoubtedly, the most effective element of his entire arsenal tonight is his jab. He's so committed to fighting on the outside, and he's jabbing away beautifully.
Well, Customato used to tell me, Teddy, when you're in doubt, jab. Well, this fighter, when he's been in doubt, he's jabbed. When he's been sure of himself, he's jabbed. As you said, he's made a jab fest of this all night long.
Reaching the halfway mark of this round. Nate blocks it. Covers up nicely, gets rid of his opponent's body shot. This is why we love the sport, Teddy. I mean, this is just back and forth action nonstop.
Well, Joe, with special events have happened in history, you remember where you are. Right now, I'm going to remember where I was during this fight. I'm watching a special epic right in front of me.
Glad to be here doing it, too. What a war this is. And now we got a fight. He fires back a right hand of his own. Gets rid of that effort. Return to sender. He gives him back one of his own. Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one.
Keep it going.
End of the round here, a round that saw a lot of action, the kind of round that fans pay to be here to see.
Well, these are TV-friendly fighters, and we figured that coming in.
Just focus on the fight. We'll take care of the swelling. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of the cut. We'll take care of the cut. It's nothing. A small cut, nothing to worry about. Throw punches. Don't walk into him without throwing a punch.
So with the start start of this round, we've reached the halfway point. Be interesting to see what we're in store for down the stretch of this fight. Good job protecting himself. A little something for his opponent after getting tagged. Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. There's the headshot, but he parries it away. That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by Nate Campbell. Good block. Parries that punch intended for the head. Blocks it away. Keeping his hands up, getting rid of his opponent's offense. Wow, just sit back and enjoy this one. You can tell both guys are so determined to give everything they have here tonight.
Joe, it's like the first time you heard Ray Charles sing God Bless America. You knew it was special. You knew you hadn't heard it before. I haven't seen anything like this before.
Good counter punch by Nate Campbell. Ten seconds remaining in this round. Lands the counter. Teddy, making predictions in boxing is often a dangerous task, but I'll make one right here that seems pretty obvious to me as we come to the end of that round here. This fight is going to be a brutal display as long as it lasts.
It's kind of like going and watching that home run contest. Nobody's trying to hit singles or doubles. You know they're all going for the fences.
That's nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of the cut. It's nothing. A small cut, nothing to worry about. Carry it away if you catch him. You got that? It's going to happen. You're going to catch him. You're going to catch him.
Another round. Will it go in another one-way direction? It's been a one-sided fight so far tonight. Good return fire that time. Oh, he just misses with that headshot. And there's those fundamentals of Nate Campbell blocking that punch. Able to show you his blocking ability. Parries that punch intended for the head. Nate Campbell's showing you a little defensive skill there, able to move away from that punch. Gets rid of that body shot. Nate Campbell with a block punch. He takes a shot and then commits to giving one right back. Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark. The twists and turns and the non-stop battle, it continues on as we've reached the 1 minute mark to go. Blocks away that headshot. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Great movement to get away from those punches. Good looking counter punch. Nate Campbell's movement helped out there. He avoided that punch. Coming to the end of this round. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, a round like that where it's a lot of busy activity and both guys being busy. When you were a trainer, are those the kind of rounds that you prefer, or do you like the pace to be a little slower? It does depend on each guy.
No, if I have a fight, I'd rather have a guy fighting a guy that you never see him. Leave me the heck alone. And where I'm in control all the time. But the fans love to see a fight like that.
Okay? You're leaving yourself open to a cover. Listen to me. You're not giving me enough punches, okay? Throw more punches.
They start up again. Back to action here with another round. But who knows how much longer it'll last. This has been a completely one-sided fight. Dismisses his opponent's headshot. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. Campbell counters back. Listen, he's still being highly competitive, even though you would have to think, if you're judging this fight at all, that he's way behind. Does that give him hope that still there's a chance that he could score the knockout and get this win?
Yeah, because his attitude is still there. He hasn't given up on himself. And as long as you haven't given up on yourself, you always have a chance where one punch can separate that guy from his consciousness.
Oh, he just misses with that headshot. Nate blocks it. So swiftly able to turn defense into offense. Nice counter punch.
And what you're noticing here is his opponent is starting to be a little wary of letting his jab go, because every time he jabs, he gets caught.
A minute to go in what has been a memorable round. Great stuff from these two. Good job staying away from the danger there. Unable to score with the hook. Able to get rid of that one. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Wow, Wow, is he defensively sound. As that round comes to an end, it gives us a moment to kind of reflect on this overall fight. Teddy, my thoughts are pretty clear-cut. This is the kind of fight that just takes on a personality of its own. This is an all-out war.
Yeah, this is kind of like watching a guy who's not on a budget. You know, he's spending with both hands. You know, when he goes home, he's going to have no money in his pockets. And when this fight is over, these guys are going to have nothing left in the gas tank, and it's probably not going to a decision.
Don't worry about it. The swelling is nothing. Just focus on the fight. We'll take care of it.
They are back to action here, but that action has only favored one man. Completely one-sided. Hard to see the scorecards coming into play here with how dominating he's been. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Showing that he's got some defense of his own. He got away from that punch. He's showing very good footwork. He's showing fine defensive movement here. But as for the opponent, how do you solve that?
Well, you got to make believe you're a football player. You got to make believe you're a linebacker in football. You go down the line with that running back. You don't go following around the place. You make sure you move laterally. That's exactly what he's got to do. He's got to cut that ring down, take space away.
Teddy, this is one of those moments where you just wish you could pick up the phone and call up the world and say, tune in. Everybody should be watching this, right?
I have a cell phone. I might do that right now.
Start dialing. Campbell counters back. Blocks that belt line well. Able to dismiss it. 1 minute to go in a round that feels like an all-time classic. Punch for punch, they're meeting each other. Blocks the headshot. Campbell's got to be really careful there, Teddy. I mean, he's leaving himself wide open.
And what's going to happen next? See, you know, he's leaving himself open. He hasn't paid for anything yet, but that will be coming before you know it.
Nate lands a counter. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Nate Campbell. A headshot blocked. And this round comes to an end. It is a round that was highly entertaining. These guys really put forth quite an effort.
Well, they both have high engines. They have motors that never stop going.
Let's work on that cut. Get the compress on. Get the compress on there. Let's work on the swelling. We work on the swelling.
Back to action now. We're underway in what has been a completely one-sided fight. You get the sense this one may not go the distance. And just as we anticipated, toe-to-toe right from the start.
No introductions necessary.
Parries that punch intended for the head. Showing you some defense there with the block. Nate Campbell's losing badly. I mean, do you see it any other way, Teddy? He's losing this fight.
Yeah, he is, and he's got to turn it around. And I think it's too late, and I hate to say this as a trainer, but to start doing all the fundamental things that usually you bring to a fight, it's too late for that. He needs to find a way to land a big shot.
That's typically not the message you hand out.
No, it's not, because the more you look for a big shot, the more you don't find it.
There it is! Nate Campbell's in bad shape.
Hey, no holding, no holding.
Nate blocks it. He was damaged moments ago, but now he's got his feet back underneath him. Took a shot, now he gives a left. Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
So you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
Takes one, but gives one. Good work by Nate Campbell.
Keep working the body. Yeah, keep it working.
Blocks that punch. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. Good job protecting himself. Nate lands a counter. This has been a hotly contested war throughout, and you just have a sense that it's going to end at any moment in these later rounds.
Yeah, these guys are not saving anything. They're going for broke right from the beginning.
This can't go all the way. You won't win on points. Nobody only head. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. We'll take care of it because it's nothing. A small cut, nothing to worry about.
12th and final round. Good defensive skill. Nate Campbell's defense did a good job there, able to avoid that punch. Keeping his hands up, getting way of his opponent's effort. A headshot blocked. Nate Campbell's clearly made a decision. He's not going to stick with what he was doing. You know, a lot of people would say, yeah, absolutely, change things up. You got rocked.
Yeah, if you're a pitcher, you know, and the guy's hitting your fastball out of the park or coming close or hitting it on the warning track, you don't wait until it goes out of the park. You change to a curveball. Well, he's changing right now.
And there's those fundamentals of Nate Campbell blocking that punch. Both men trading hooks. Able to get away from that headshot with the block. Fine fundamentals, good counterpunch. Comes right back at him with a left hand. seconds to go in what has been a toe-to-toe war. Oh, what a great round. Nate blocks it. Wow, just sit back and enjoy this one. You can tell both guys are so determined to give everything they have here tonight.
So it's like the first time you heard Ray Charles sing God Bless America. You knew it was special. You knew you hadn't heard it before. I haven't seen anything like this before.
Keeping his hands up, getting way of his opponent's effort. Well done that time, landing the counter punch. Which way will it go? Let's find out by sending it up to the ring announcer.
We go to the judges' scorecards. All three judges score the fight. A unanimous decision. Your winner, the
He's your winner by unanimous decision. All three judges giving it to him.
I didn't agree with the judges completely, but they got the right guy winning.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Always enjoy you tuning in. We'll see you next time at the fights.
In the street, E.T. had to flee. Great heavens, good grief. Hungry bellies, bright gold on.
Good evening, everybody. Joe Tessitore and Teddy Atlas welcoming you to Boardwalk Hall and the famed Atlantic City Boardwalk in southern New Jersey for our main event. 12 rounds in the welterweight division between these two great warriors. He's coming down to the ring, and you can tell with that zip in his step that he plans on this one being a spectacular evening for him. Kermit Cintron's ring walk. He just exudes confidence, carrying himself like a champion.
fighting out of the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vicious. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, Cintron.
All right, guys, listen up. We went over the rules in the dressing room. Let's have a good, clean fight.
This is a 12-rounder. Here's round number one. Well, Teddy, here in this matchup, two guys who tend to go the distance. What do we look for early?
You know, I'm looking to see who can be more consistent in just one area. Who uses their jab a little bit steadier.
Keep your hands up. Double up the punch.
Blocks that punch. He took a shot, but he gives one of his own. A left hand scores. Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. And now we got a fight. He fires back a right hand of his own. Good job staying away from the danger there. He gives as well as he takes. You saw it on that exchange. Gets rid of that body shot. Good exchange. He fires back. Parries that punch away. And coming upon the halfway mark of this 3-minute round. We always see great athletes week in and week out, but Teddy, what sport do you think can produce the best boxers?
Well, believe it or not, basketball. Everybody would say football. We saw Too Tall Jones. He got demolished by little guys. We saw Gastineau. He got demolished. We saw Highsmith. He got demolished. A lot of football players haven't done well. But basketball players, they have the physical skill sets where they can make a pretty good fighter. Of course, you have to get a guy that mentally is adjusted.
Kermit Cintron's corner will really need to get after that swelling. And now they're trading blows. A headshot blocked. He just missed that shot up top. Cintron blocks that punch. 10 clicks of the talk. We come to the end of this round. Teddy, a round in which maybe a lot of trainers don't like to see because it was a very busy round for both guys.
Well, it depends what kind of style, what kind of strength your fighter has, or even what kind of weaknesses. If I had a guy who likes to box, who likes to counterpunch, I want a guy coming at him. Not with a lot of TNT in his gloves, but coming forward where my guy is well suited, he can pick him off a little bit.
I want to see that counter hook. Make him pay for his mistakes. You have to double the jab, all right? Look, he's timing you.
Here we go. Round 2 is underway. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Kermit Cintron. Good defense, just covering up down low.
Up and down, side to side.
Gets rid of that effort. Good looking counter punch. Takes one to give one. He comes back with a right hand. Comes right back at him with a left hand. Kermit Cintron's cut man is going to need to be all over this side. The swelling seems to be getting worse.
Well, it's kind of like being a gardener. You have to start getting in there before the weeds come up. You can't wait until the weeds are all over the place and then pull them up. You're going to destroy those beautiful rose bushes. Well, it's the same thing here. You got to get to this eye before the swelling's there. You got to put that end swell, that cold piece of metal, onto that place early on.
Blocks that punch. Reaching the halfway mark of this round. One hook deserves another. Wow. Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Slowing down as we have 60 seconds to go in this round. Targeting the hooks on each man. Blocks away that headshot. And there he counters back against his opponent. He gives as well as he takes. You saw it on that exchange. He got hit. Oh, now the uppercut. A headshot blocked. Here's one for you now, he says. Right back with the left hand. Very nice job landing that counter punch. Getting away from one that was coming at him. And this round comes to an end. A round that was highly entertaining. They put forth a non-stop effort.
Well, that's the styles that they figured to bring to this fight. Both guys with good motors.
Trembler, don't stand in front of him. Listen, reaches in, let that right hand. Let that right hand go.
And round number 3 is underway.
Cover up. Keep moving, keep moving.
Good way to protect the midsection. Able to defend and then go on the offensive. And he returns on that exchange. Able to cover up that gut. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Not able to land the headshot. Ortiz's box is not going to the body at all. He'd be so well served to do it, though, Teddy.
Yeah, but his opponent doesn't want him to. So, you know, he doesn't want to go against what his opponent doesn't want him to do. Because his opponent would love him to keep going to the head because, you know, he can see those coming. He can move and avoid them. Body shots, you know, your head moves, but your body doesn't.
Oh, he just misses with that headshot.
Kermit Cintron's got to figure out now, Teddy, a way to properly defend himself with that swollen eye.
Yeah, he has to understand what side that he can't defend from, where the punches can come, and not give his opponent that side. Make sure that he moves to the certain kind of way in the ring where he keeps his opponent away from that bad eye, moves him towards the good eye, gives him the best shot.
Guard up.
Able to get away from that headshot with the block. 10 seconds to go in this round. Both men digging in with uppercuts.
Breathe in. Take a deep breath. Great job, Brown. You're doing well. Don't fight his fight. Jab and move. Jab and move. Get on that. Get on that.
Here we go with the 4th round. Frustrating his opponent with great defense. He gives as well as he takes. You saw it on that exchange. Able to counter that attack. Well, he took one right there, but then he targeted one right back. He gets hit, but he gives it right back. Able to dismiss that body shot.
Keep your hands up.
gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. Some fine fundamentals, good counterpunch.
Nice mousetrap there. He let him in beautifully. He didn't use cheese, he used distance.
He has walked through bullets, bazookas, and bombs, and he's still standing in there tonight, Teddy.
Yeah, this is a testament not just to the physical makeup. I know a lot of people at home are going to say, wow, what kind of bone does he have inside that chin? But it's his mind, too. He's making a choice, just like you do in life and other things. He's making a choice to deal with this. A lot of guys would have given in already.
The tactical game paying off. You can see the counterpunch.
Yeah, you see the counterpunch, but you know what I see? I see a little tentativeness now in him because he's afraid to let anything go, because when he misses, bang, it gets caught.
Parries that punch intended for the head.
Let's see some more head move. Get out of the way.
Blocks away that headshot. Fourth round now with his last 10 seconds. Kermit Cintron's now having to deal with a bloody nose, and that can be a real distraction, especially when it comes to your breathing. End of the round here, a round that saw a lot of action, the kind of round that fans pay to be here to see.
Well, these are TV-friendly fighters, and we figured that coming in.
Head from side to side, okay? I want to see that head move more. Listen, I'm not going to stand here and...
Teddy, what do you think here as we start this round? I mean, you watch what he did in that last round, and you got to think that he can get himself back into this fight.
Well, that's how he's got to be thinking, and that's kind of what he's made up of. He's not a front runner. You know, he's not a fast starter anyway. He's the kind of guy that his real strength is to be able to weigh you down. It's to have a great resolve and to be able to chip away, chip away. He's chipping.
It's got the look of a fight that's going to go the distance. But I'll tell you this, Teddy, it'll have lots of action right to the final bell.
Yeah, I have a funny feeling this is like a throwback fight, and these are the mentalities of these two fighters. If you told them it was a 20-round fight, like the old days, a 30-round fight, they would somehow find a way to go the distance.
That wasn't able to land. Teddy, you know what I'm so impressed by? Obviously, the pace of this fight is just ridiculous. But how hungry these guys are, how badly each guy wants it.
Joe, this is the kind of fight that it has nothing to do about money. It has everything to do about legacy, how they're going to be remembered.
Good job fighting from the outside. Comes right back with some offense of his own. What a fight. What a great, great, non-stop action fight this has been. Kermit able to land the counterpunch. Tucks those elbows in, blocks the body shot. What a great round. 2 minutes in, 60 seconds to go.
Come on, kid.
See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. He took a shot, but he came back with a right hand of his own. Kermit blocks it. Kermit able to land the counterpunch. Teddy, I know he's up on the scorecards here. He's got to be up on the scorecards, but he is getting really pushed here.
Yeah, he is. You know, this is a development fight. This is a fight where you come out of it and you get better. That doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes you just get another W. He is learning.
And as this round comes to an end, Teddy, you just get the sense that at any point this fight could come to an end because it is being fought with bad intentions.
Yes, these guys are not behaving like guys that are coming here thinking about going to the scorecards. They're letting everything go in every punch.
Don't fight his fight. Jab and move. Let's get on that swelling. Get on the swelling.
The start of the 6th round. A headshot blocked. There's a taste of the sweet science. You see the skill he has in counterpunching.
And you know what he's doing is taking his opponent's jab away.
Well, his opponent is opening up and coming forward, so I would think there's some opportunities that exist.
Yeah, I think some counterpunching opportunities. Opportunities not on the front end, but on the back end.
What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Kermit Cintron. His opponent wanted the body. He wouldn't give it to him. Not hitting his mark there going upstairs. There's the headshot, but he parries it away. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Reaching the halfway point of round number 6. Throws a counter punch there. Teddy, this is one of those moments where you just wish you could pick up the phone and call up the world and say, tune in. Everybody should be watching this, right?
I have a cell phone. I might do that right now.
Start dialing. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Kermit Cintron. Covers up nicely, gets rid of his opponent's body shot. Good return fire that time. Here's one for you now, he says. Right back with the left hand.
Guard your head.
Blocks that punch. There's a taste of the sweet science. You see the skill he has in counterpunching.
And you know what he's doing is taking his opponent's jab away.
We come to the end of this round. Teddy, a round in which maybe a lot of trainers don't like to see because it was a very busy round for both guys.
Well, it depends what kind of style, what kind of strength your fighter has, or even what kind of weaknesses. If I had a guy who likes to box, who likes to counterpunch, I want a guy coming at him. Not with a lot of TNT in his gloves, but coming forward where my guy is well suited. He can pick him off a little bit.
Keep your hands up, all right? You have to keep your hands up. Okay, listen. I want to see that straight right. Go the jab and then straight down the middle.
So as the bell sounds, we put to bed the first half of this fight, and we are underway with a new round. Protecting his head well with his guard. Throws a counter punch there. Able to dismiss his opponent's shot, and then comes back with an uppercut. Blocks that punch. Good block by Kermit. Able to defend and then go on the offensive. Just missed scoring with that punch. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Nice block. Here's one for you now, he says, right back with the left hand. Cintron blocks that punch. Work from both men. They each got a shot in. Good defensive skill. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Kermit able to land the counter punch. And this round comes to an end. It is a round that was highly entertaining. These guys really put forth quite an effort.
Well, they both have high engines. They have motors that never stop going.
I want you to double up that jab and finish off. Swelling is nothing. Focus on the finish.
Here we are at the start of another round. A round that could simply add on to a new direction and a new course that this fight has taken. I really liked what he was able to do in that last round. Now, he's behind on the scorecards, but you get the sense that the momentum is starting to roll his way.
Well, you get the sense that it's starting to become his kind of fight now.
Kermit Cintron's got to deal with a cut on his cheek right now. The good news is it's below the eye, but still, it could get nasty as the fight progresses. Able to show you his blocking ability. Blocks that belt line well. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Wow, just sit back and enjoy this one. You can tell both guys are so determined to give everything they have here tonight.
Joe, it's like the first time you heard Ray Charles sing God Bless America. You knew it was special. You knew you hadn't heard it before. I haven't seen anything like this before.
missed the headshot. Able to dismiss that body shot. Very nice defensive guard there. Straight right was lined up, but he missed. A headshot blocked. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. End of the round here. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. It's turning out to be a very good fight because it's very competitive. It's one of those fights that's really hard to score.
Yeah, it is hard to score. It's going to be up to the judges now. Hopefully, they've been watching the way they need to watch, and they're competent enough to make sure that it's not just a matter of who's throwing, but, you know, who's really landing.
Keep moving, keep your head moving, and you'll beat him to the punch. Get on that. Get on that.
Another round, and if it keeps up with the rest of them, it'll be closely contested and hard to score. Way to block there. Protecting his head well with his guard. That's a good counter punch by Kermit Cintron. Good counter punch. Nice block. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Halfway through what is one of the best rounds you'll ever see. Just great action.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, if you love roller coasters, you go to an amusement park. If you want to see left hooks, right hands, every direction, great chins, great endurance, great heart, you come to this fight. You stay right here.
Takes one, but gives one. Good work by Kermit Cintron. Good block by Kermit. Holy cow! He is damaged badly there. He may hit the floor. Keeping his hands up, getting way of his opponent's effort.
then upstairs, okay? Body, then head. Let's finish this. Get on that now. You standing straight up. Move that body. You need to move that body more. Don't worry about it. The swelling is nothing. Just focus on the fight.
So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
Blocks that punch. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by Kermit Cintron. That worked out really well, throwing off the right hand after getting tagged like that. Good job staying away from the danger there. Blocks that belt line well. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Wow, is he defensively sound. Takes one to give one. He comes back with a right hand. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Good counter punch. Ortiz's opponent's probably looking at him right now saying, wow, you're not changing anything up. You know, he got to him moments ago. Now he's got the same style that he's looking at again.
Yeah, but he got to him moments ago. Got to him one time. I think right now it's too early to all of a sudden throw everything out the window. But look for an adjustment if things don't change. If he can't get away from those punches, if he keeps having problems, he gets stunned again, then you might have to look for a change. You might have to make a change if you're going to survive.
Oh, and he returns fire with a left hand. Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. We come to the end of the round. A round that I'm having a tough time trying to think about who won. I can only imagine what the judges are thinking about. Teddy, if there's one thing you look for in a round like that and say, okay, I'm going to give it to this guy over this guy, what is it?
Well, the first thing is, if I'm a judge, I take a little notepad and I make a little mark down blue or red corner what he did early. Because sometimes a judge has a tendency to forget what was done early and only go with what went late.
All right? Up to speed. Let's get on this one. Get the compress on it.
The start to the 11th round. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by Kermit Cintron. Able to dismiss it. Wow, is he defensively sound. This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
Joe, you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
That's a good counter punch by Kermit Cintron.
Cover your head.
Fine fundamentals, good counter punch. Gets rid of that effort. Great movement to get away from those punches. Blocks the headshot. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Not hitting his mark there going upstairs. He throws a big, wide punch and he throws a big, wide punch and leaves himself wide open.
Well, it's like leaving your window open in your house in the middle of winter. You know, a lot of cold air is going to come in. Guess what? Some hooks are coming in soon.
Oh, he just misses with that headshot. Round comes to an end. And that's one of those rounds, Teddy, that just takes on a certain style, a certain characteristic, and that was a busy one.
Yeah, it was a busy one. Look, Joe, you don't have to look for these guys. They're right there in front of you.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think sometimes you just get those rounds where it all happens?
Because of styles. You know, styles make fights. In this case, you're seeing proof of that right there. Both guys that are aggressive, both guys that are very confident.
You understand me? Let's see some defense and more punches. Let's get on that swelling. Compress on that.
They meet up for the 12th and final time. The last round has arrived. Back at him with a left hand. Blocks away that headshot. Blocks that punch. The fight is over. Kermit Cintron's got himself a stoppage win. Technical knockout, says the ref.
Kermit Cintron.
Kermit Cintron's your winner by TKO, Teddy.
He did a great job. From the beginning to the end, there was never a doubt.
Yeah, good one for the fans. Glad you tuned in to see it with us. I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas saying thanks for being with us.